if I started to set it up and I didn't have all the pieces. I don't know. I mean, people say all the time, "Oh, it's all here."
Yeah, no, I don't think you would run into trouble. And like I said, you know, with ClickFunnels, you can downgrade at any time. Like if you're on the high level program and you're not using the Actionetics in the backpack, you can always downgrade to the $99 a month level, and
Yeah.
it still gives you access to all your campaigns and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably be better off, honestly, at this point, putting it on hold. It never occurred to me to do that. Didn't even know that I could do it.
Yeah. There's a place in there where when you go into cancel, it'll give you the option to put it on hold, and I think it's like $10 a month.
Okay, I'll take a look at that and see.
And it basically, you know, you can't use it when it's in the hold pattern, but it archives everything and it holds it all there for you in case you want to reactivate it. But
Okay.
I would say, like, if you're going to do that and you want any of the campaigns that are in there,
So,
just go in and just copy the text out of them and just copy it into a Word document before you put it on hold.
okay.
You know, if there's any landing page copy or sales page copy or anything that's going to be helpful to you moving forward, like I said, just copy it into a Word document, and then at least you got the text and you can reformat it over in your new system.
Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, when somebody gives me a funnel, all it is a template.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
have to pull it in.
Yeah.
So,
In a lot of cases, it doesn't even have the, you know, it's just got ipsum lorem
yeah.
Latin in there.
Yeah. So, all right.
So that's what I would do is I would copy out anything, you know, any text that you think you need, and just, you know, put it in a Word document and then put that thing on hold, and then, you know, move forward and start creating. So Mary Sue, have you come up with an action plan at this point, or are you kind of still circling the runway?
Oh, I am so circling the runway. I've got so many blooming things on my plate. It's just so frustrating to have to do it all.
Yeah.
But I finally, my thermometer is ready to order. We finally got that honed down, and I've got my products that are going to go on Amazon, and then the trying to get the new website up. So those are ready to go. And
Okay.
labels.
Remind me again, what's the payment gateway that you use? Is it AuthorizeNet?
Yes.
Okay. So AuthorizeNet will integrate perfectly with the Kartra stuff. What I might want to see you do
Mm-hmm.
is, I know you've wanted to, you know, completely monitor and everything how this stuff works. What I would love to see you do is just pick a product,
Mm-hmm.
put it into Kartra,
Mm-hmm.
and create a basic funnel and just run some sort of a campaign in Facebook to see if it converts.
That's cool.
You know, just a simple step, you know, and I can assure you setting that up with Kartra would not be a big challenge.
Okay.
You
So
know,
so I'm trying to learn Facebook because I don't use it, and I don't want to be part of it, except that from the marketing point of view, I really need to learn how to do that.
yeah.
So the part that I'm trying to learn is ads, right?
Okay.
So my understanding is if I create some kind of little ad, and I thought, really, I don't have a whole lot of followers, but enough that I could just target my followers to get started in there if I wanted to. I think that we have like 2,500 people or something, right?
Okay.
And so something that would, I mean, it's enough to play with. That's
Mm-hmm.
all, you know. So I could use that as as part of getting to know the audience thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So with what you need to do, you need to like pick a particular product
Yeah.
just to do this test.
Okay.
So, whether it be a thyroid type product or adrenal product, pick just, doesn't matter what it is, just pick one.
Okay.
At,
Well,
at
I'll
this,
pick one of the new products.
okay, so at this point, you've got that. What you need to do is come up with some sort of a big idea around it.
Okay.
And I think you were on the last call where we were really hammering into the big idea of how to do that.
Yep.
So, make sure that you make a promise that you can make and not get in trouble for. And, in your case, that promise might just be about feeling better. You could make a promise, just kind of a broad-based promise of, there's a new product that's just making everyone feel better. You're not saying that you're addressing a symptom. You're not saying you're curing anything. I think you could probably get away with that.
Well, as we found with, who was it? It wasn't Steelhouse, it was the other one. They don't like you to say energy. So
Okay.
they didn't want anything to do with me because we said energy on the website.
Okay. So what about just feeling better?
So you could, that's pretty nebulous, but honestly, so the new products really will be, they're associated with a big idea because the delivery system, and it's trademarked. So we're ready to roll on that. And we have a wide variety of products that'll come out with it once we get the first one launched.
Okay.
Similar
So
to
with your market, let's just use one as an example and kind of play around with it. So give me an example of the particular product.
the first one will probably be a progesterone.
Okay. And is that for adrenal, or is that for
Yeah, it's actually an adrenal, but it's a cascade thing, so that it starts at the top and your body turns it into other things, right? And your body uses it in place of estrogen or in addition to estrogen, um, and it's part of the Feel Good series. So
okay.
pregnenolone is actually known the feel good hormone. So the three are progesterone, pregnenolone, and DHEA, and they kind of all work together. And
I really like what you just said, the Feel Good series.
okay,
I really like that.
okay,
It's part of our Feel Good series of supplements.
okay. I will make it into that.
So that might be something, that we bring back in, but I like that. I don't want that to get away somehow. So I wrote that down, the Feel Good series. So what was the name of the product again?
Progesterone.
Okay. Progesterone. Okay. And it's for adrenal. So do these people know they have an adrenal problem?
I don't know that people think about it with progesterone, and honestly, but it is an adrenal. It's made in the adrenals, right? So
Okay.
it's not one that people take necessarily when they have an adrenal problem, but it is certainly it's part of the adrenal cascade. So
Okay.
um,
So what kind of Facebook group would these people be in?
probably menopause, hot flashes.
Okay,
But
perfect.
when we used to carry it, I was surprised at the men that took it, because there is just everybody needs some of it, and some people need more than others. But the
Okay.
good thing about this one, so before, when we carried the three hormones, the problem is DHEA, especially the studies that they've done are on taking 100 milligrams a day, and some people just freak out, because if a doctor recommends it, it's like 5 milligrams a day or something. But all the studies are done on 100. So if
Yeah.
you want results and you want to feel good, this is a spray. It's a topical. And if you want just a little bit, just do a little bit. And if you want more, spray it again, you know.
There you go. Okay.
And it's one of our Nutrisome series, so that it's very targeted, and it goes exactly where the body needs it to go.
Okay.
And so it's just like it's similar to doing IV products. So our B12, instead of B12 injections, we have a nutrisomal B12.
Yeah. So tell me this on the menopause thing.
Yes.
I don't think menopause is necessarily a disease.
No, but it is
So,
certainly a balance issue.
so is menopause something that you could talk about, that you have a solution or a cure for?
You know,
Or hot flashes associated with menopause?
yeah, I'd probably have to do some research and come up with, come up with some of the stuff for me, because I
Or,
ran
or
into
maybe if we didn't say cure, maybe we said relief.
relief is good.
Okay.
That's
So,
what people are looking for, is relief, because some people have really, really big problems.
okay. So I think your big idea there is, if we take this product and we focus it toward the hormonal issues caused by menopause, and we list a couple of those, like hot flashes, and you'll have to kind of fill in the blanks there. But say we have a new liposomal delivery system that is providing relief for
Okay.
women all over the country.
Okay.
And if we can, somehow package that so it doesn't use language that gets you in trouble.
Yep.
But that's I think that's your big idea. Your big idea is a new mechanism, a new delivery system that is providing relief for women suffering from, the symptoms of menopause, such as hot flashes, whatever.
Right.
And I think that could be a really good big idea for you for this particular product.
Good job.
That's what I want to do. I want to get it down to just one. Let's just get one out there,
Okay.
so we can prove that this works for you.
That would be nice. So what I decided is, when I create a product, at the same time, what I need to do is create my marketing before I go into anything else.
Yes.
So when the product is done, it'll just be ready to launch, because all the pieces will be in place. And
yeah, and I think this will be a kind of an easy recipe or formula for you. Is we're going to identify the market of who it's for.
Okay.
Like when you have a new product, who's it for? This is for menopausal women.
Right.
It's going to solve a problem, being the symptoms of menopause, being the hot flashes, and let's list 2 or 3. And the unique mechanism is your liposomal delivery system.
Yep.
And I think that's a really good formula for you.
Awesome.
And you could create big idea after big idea after big idea based on that formula.
Okay.
And then we can use Kartra to put this together and make it just an easy offer. We don't have to send them, to your whole website, your whole shopping cart and all that. Just a one-off easy offer to acquire customers for you.
That's awesome. So does Kartra then have a shopping cart? So
yes.
Go through. So what I would have to do.
So we'll just put this one product in as a product.
What I have to do is make sure that my merchant processor is happy with that. Other than that, I would have to send it to our website for checkout, right?
Okay. Well, you either you could.
That according to my credit card lady, right?
Yeah, I don't see why she would have a problem with sending it through a different ordering mechanism.
Okay.
I mean, we could put the checkout page, we could put the Kartra order page on your website. We could do that.
Okay. I don't know how it works, but I just want to make it smooth and easy, you know?
Yeah, well, let's set it up and let your credit card processor look at it and make sure there's no issues with it.
Okay.
And if there is, then we'll address it. You know, if we need to, we'll just put it on your domain. That's not a big deal.
So are you saying put Kartra in the the back office of my domain and run it through the domain, so that if they
Yeah.
want to,
Yeah, we could just, it won't be part of your existing shopping cart. It won't be part of your Volusion,
right?
but we can put it onto your same domain.
Okay.
So it would be, you know, your domain.com/order page,
Okay.
you know, for this particular product. And then what we can do, we can send them right there. They can order the product. Now, once they've ordered the product, Kartra brings them in, creates a customer record, and tags them that they ordered this particular product. Then we can introduce them to other products. We can introduce them with an email that says, we have a whole line of feel good, you know, let me introduce you to our feel good series. You know, and then just, you know, lay out, you know, some other products that they might be interested in.
Okay.
And, you know, if we can make that simple thing work, then we can have 3 or 4 different funnels for different products that all lead them to the feel good series.
Awesome.
And
So
then
let
after,
me ask you this: if they come to Kartra, then my customer base is in Kartra. How does that integrate with my shopping cart? Do I have a duplicate record in the shopping cart so everything is in one place?
well, currently, so far, they would just be in Kartra. So they will not be in Volusion. What my hope would be eventually that you could move them all into Kartra and kill off Volusion, because what I've seen in Volusion I haven't been impressed with.
It is such a struggle. So the biggest problem I can see with that is if somebody calls in and they've got a problem, now you've got 2 different places to go and try to find that customer and that order, right?
Correct.
And that could be a nightmare.
Yeah, any kind of a transition of systems, you're gonna have some bumpy water.
Okay.
But the problem currently with Volusion is we can't easily do any of this. And that's not going to change. I don't see that changing. So we're either going to have you hire people that know how to do this in Volusion, and then you're going to have to trust and depend and rely on them, or we're going to have to find something like Kartra that we can have control over.
I certainly have to find something that someone's got control over, because this is just so unwieldy.
Yeah. So I mean, ultimately, I would probably see you moving out of Volusion, because they're not, from what I've seen and from talking to them, you know, I haven't seen them being focused on the future of where this is all going. And you know, their system is very clunky, very out of date. It's not a marketing system.
Well, supposedly it's better, and things will be better once I update the website. But I have to say, if my site is any example of what they've got, it's everything is just really bad, you know. So
Yeah.
I really need to solve that problem. The first thing I would like to do is just get some marketing in place. And then I would like to consider the whole system and decide how to move it all into a logical system that works.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you can export, like, let's say you have a customer database inside Volusion.
Okay.
You could export that customer database over into Kartra. It would not take your orders. It's not going to take all that stuff with it. But as far as just the customers,
Uh-huh.
you could import your customer list and start actually marketing to them
Okay.
through Kartra. Because
Okay.
that's your biggest problem is you've got this treasure trove that's locked under lock and key and you can't get to it.
Yes.
And I don't see things really improving for you until you can.
Yes.
So like I said, you're either going to have to hire somebody that knows Volusion and, you know, kind of be at their whim and mercy to do this stuff for you, or we're going to have to get it into something that's easy for you to manage, that you can run your own campaigns, which I think would be ideal.
Yeah, for sure. So Kartra has, I can do emails
Yes.
through Kartra.
Yes, very easily based on a lot of different criteria.
So I do the email and I send the email to a funnel,
Mm-hmm.
right, that's in Kartra.
Yeah. Yeah. The first thing really is, if you want to test Kartra out, if you want to just try this out, the first thing would be to create an offer, you know, put a product in there, create an offer, and then put that offer out to a Facebook group or a Facebook ad with an audience of people, of women that are in the menopausal mode.
Okay.
You know, women that are interested in that, belong to groups related about that,
Okay.
just basically in that age range.
Okay.
Um, and then we send that offer out to them.
Okay.
And we see how that converts. And if that offer can convert and generate customers for you inside Kartra, you could very easily at that point just use that as the first piece to generate new customers. And then you just transition them over to your regular website.
Okay.
And you say, you know, now that you've ordered, we're gonna forward you on to our actual website where we've got thousands of products for you, for, you know, everything you possibly could ever want. So there's that way to do it.
Okay.
But really, I think once you see how this works, and I think you're able to generate sales with this, I think you're going to become highly motivated to move your whole system into Kartra.
So they have a regular shopping cart in Kartra
Yes.
that really truly could replace Volusion?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So baby steps. The first thing to do is to create an ad campaign.
Yeah, because you're going to have to do that regardless, you know,
Yes.
regardless of which way you go, you're going to have to start creating a way to generate new customers.
Yes.
If you
And
don't,
right now, what I want to do is I want to do it on Facebook. I mean, I
Yes.
would like to put into use the things that I'm trying to learn on Facebook.
yes.
Right. And custom audiences and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy to build a custom audience around people that, you know, either belong to a group that's related to menopause, or people that have shown that interest, or just the age group, you know, women in that age group.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
you know, it's probably a fairly narrow band of, as far as age group, of women that are in that range for the most part.
Well, certainly, I'm sure that probably the customers that I already have in Facebook fit in this, right?
Yeah.
Because they everything is kind of crossover in the whole
Yeah.
hormonal area.
Yeah.
And
You know, another thing that you could do in Kartra, if you wanted to just strictly use Kartra on the front end for the marketing part,
uh-huh.
you could just use Kartra to create your offers. And then when you go to click the order button, we can just embed your order page button from your Volusion shopping cart and let them go ahead and order through there.
Okay.
The only problem with that is then Kartra can't track it. Kartra won't be able to track, you know, once it passes the information over, it it's no longer trackable.
It won't track my conversions.
Correct.
Well, phooey.
So, but we could do that, if you want to keep Volusion up and just strictly use Kartra on the front end, just for the marketing, we could do that for sure.
Well, maybe in the beginning, okay, at least until I know what I'm doing. And if I got comfortable with it, and honestly, if it was easy to find the stats in Kartra, because I have to say it's appalling in Volusion. That's what I was hoping for, is something better with the new version of Volusion.
Yeah, this in Kartra definitely would show you. It would show you how many emails it took to make a sale.
Okay.
If you had a sequence of emails, and you could see if they order off the first one or the second one or the third one, or it'll tell you everything you need to know. The other thing too, as you continue to mail, Kartra also keeps track of your open rates. And after it gets a certain amount of data, it can actually tell you when the best time of day is for you to mail to your customers.
Okay, that sounds good.
So
what about retargeting?
that's a really cool feature.
Does it do retargeting?
It doesn't necessarily do retargeting because Kartra is not an advertising platform. It's where you send the ad people after, but you can put your retargeting pixels in Kartra. Like if somebody lands on your landing page, you can absolutely retarget them, but they're not a retargeting platform.
Okay. So that takes me back to Steelhouse or AdRoll.
Yes,
right?
correct. So you get the pixels from Steelhouse or AdRoll, and you put that pixel on your Kartra pages.
Okay.
And then any traffic that goes through, they get pixeled, and then you can retarget them, and you can follow them around and bring them back to your sales funnel.
Okay.
But I think that would be a really easy step for you, because it's been a long time now, and we really haven't made a first step.
We have not made a first step. It's very frustrating.
And I'm starting to feel bad about that for some reason.
And it's two of us.
I'm emotionally attached to your outcome here.
Good. I'm glad somebody else is. So honestly, if I could just start with something, I think you're absolutely right about that. I need to do something that makes sense to me.
Yeah, and that's the smallest smallest thing I could think of that would be impactful for you.
Okay. Well, I'm working on the labels now, and if we can just, as soon as the labels are done, I'm ready to launch. So two new products, and after that, another half a dozen. But by that time, the big idea with the Nutrisomes will be pretty much formulated, and we'll be building the brand on that.
Yeah.
And I will be getting.
So when you say you need labels, is this product not this progesterone product? Is it not ready to sell yet?
No, don't have labels to put on the bottles.
Okay. Do you have any products in stock that are ready to go?
I actually do, with the thyroid. I can do the thyroid.
Okay. So that would be ideal, so we don't have to wait for anything. I don't want to keep putting things out that we can't do it because we're not ready. I want to get something just off the ground for you.
Okay, so the one that I would probably like to do is simply our 65 milligram. That's our half caps, right?
Okay.
So for anybody that hasn't taken thyroid before and they want to give it a try, it's absolutely the place to start. And I like the label on it. It's a good product. It's a good and it's an awesome place to start.
Okay, and who's that one for? Who's the target market?
That's people with thyroid problems.
Okay.
So anybody needs to bump their thyroid up a little bit, but they don't know how much to take. Okay, it's very introductory, and it helps you titrate up so that you eventually get to the place where you know exactly how much you need to take a day. But being a smaller dose, you don't have to worry so much about taking too much right off the bat. So they're
Okay.
teeny tiny little capsules. It's a really good product.
Okay. I don't like hearing the word dose though, because
I don't usually say dose. So
yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, uh-oh, we're in dangerous territory there.
yeah, yeah, don't usually say it, don't usually write it, but that's so slip of the tongue there.
Okay.
But yes, so
See, I'm
starting with
getting good. I'm getting good at this. I can catch you when you fall.
good for you. Absolutely. So that's a really good product to start with.
Okay. So if you can come up with a big idea around that. So we've got, and this one again is the liposomal delivery system.
This one is not. It is
Okay.
it is simply a glandular, and so our glandulars are imported from New Zealand, and they are the best glandulars available. The processing is the best that you can find, and whereas other people will say that they have, they import from New Zealand, but I have to say they have never sat down one-to-one, face-to-face with any supplier and asked the questions that I ask about how the glandulars are actually processed. So
Okay.
we have sat down with people from Argentina and people from New Zealand, and the difference in the way they actually process the raw product drastically different.
Okay. So we're gonna have to come up with some wording that describes this process because you need that unique delivery system.
Okay.
So that needs to be something that is they're not going to hear from anyone else. Even if you just come up with something, you make up a word, that's fine. Um, it's got to be unique to you. It's got to be the thing that's different about yours. It's like the Garcinia cambogia thing.
Well, it's like our Nutrisones, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
Uh,
That fits in perfect for that. So,
yeah, I have to think about that because so now a lot of people have jumped on the bandwagon, and now everybody says, well, my stuff is from New Zealand, but they really do, other than the fact that they get to buy it there, they really don't know what they've got.
yeah. So we have to address a couple of things to come up with a big idea for you for this.
Okay.
We've got to address the who it's for and what it's going to relieve for them, and then how it's going to do it, which is that unique delivery system. So we have to identify the market and what they're suffering from, what they're experiencing rather, because I don't think we want to get into medical terms, and we don't want to get into
Absolutely.
things where we're curing something.
Sure.
We want to remain in that little field of relieving something they're experiencing that's
Yeah.
not medical related.
Relief is a good word.
Yeah, so relief of something that they're experiencing, and keep it away from medically related. So we're not curing anything, we're not dosing them, we're relieving them of something they're experiencing.
And helping them feel good.
Yeah, helping them feel better, because once we eliminate this thing they're experiencing, they're going to feel better.
Yes.
So
Okay.
so that's where you want to, and again, this is the formula that we've come up with for you.
Okay.
And it follows exactly what we had for the menopause. We identified a market, we identified what they were experiencing was the hot flashes and whatever else.
Right.
And then we had the liposomal delivery system that's going to give them relief of those symptoms.
Yes.
So those are two of the key components. And then the other thing we've got to tie it into is something that is different and intellectually interesting. Like in this, we could almost probably tie this to your story of how you developed this for yourself.
Okay.
A woman in her, will fill in the age blank of wherever you were when you went through that. went to doctor after doctor after doctor until she discovered, this, which, eliminated her or relieved her of these symptoms. So she felt so good, she had to share it with the world.
There you go. That's exactly what happened. So we're good.
Yeah. So that's going to be your big idea.
Okay.
And that's the formula. So whatever product, just take whatever product you want to promote and fit it into that big idea formula for you.
Okay.
And I think we're pretty close.
Okay. Well, good. I feel good about starting with the with our 65 milligram caps.
Yeah. So we just, whatever you pick, we fit it into that formula. We massage it a little bit. We drop it into Kartra and we let it fly.
Awesome. Awesome.
So next week, when you come on to next week, see if you can have that ready.
Okay.
See if you can have your big idea formulated where, you can articulate it clearly and concisely. And if you get that, then we're ready to move to the next step.
Okay.
We're ready to pop that into Kartra or just into whatever, so we can test that for you.
Awesome. Okay, so I will take a look at. So where's the link for Kartra?
Oh, let me see.
And I didn't copy it. You want to just email it to me?
I just pasted it in the chat.
Here we go.
Well, actually, I have to put it in for everyone. Okay, there you go.
I'm not getting it.
Did it come up in the chat window for you?
No. It keeps closing. Chat just keeps bobbing around.
Huh. Chat usually, for me, it opens on the right side of the Zoom window.
Okay, hold on. Maybe it did, and I've got stuff covering it up. Ah, here it goes. Dominator Kartra. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
Alrighty. Okay, so we're going to start learning. Good grief. I hate learning curves. We're going to start learning Kartra at this time.
Yeah, and if you've got that ready to go, I can actually use your Kartra as an example if you want to set it right up.
I will do that. I will do that. That'll be one more reason for me to get my act together and get going.
There you go. I'm determined. One way or another, we're gonna get you flying.
Okay, I love it. Thank you, John. Appreciate that.
All right, no problem. I tell everybody I don't give up unless you do.
I am not giving up. No, you know that I'm not giving up. But there's an awful lot of stumbling blocks out there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this will eliminate those, and we can get this up for you.
Awesome. I love it. Good job. Thank you.
Oh, cool. All right. Okay, so anything else this week before we wrap up?
When do you think you're going to start those Tantra trainings? Next week, or?
Yeah, I think we'll start next week. Hopefully Mary Sue will have her example ready to go, and we can start playing around with it.
Awesome. I'll try to get one done also. I've been working on a landing page, and that's somewhat of a big idea that I had mentioned last week.
Okay. Yeah,
make it work.
Anybody that has something ready to go, I am happy to help you get it set up in there.
Okay, we'll get it figured out. And then did you see my other message on the chat?
Yeah, as soon as I got something to do right after this, but probably like about 3, we could hop in.
Okay.
That work for you?
Yeah, I've got it up and was working on it some as Mary Sue was talking and kind of hit some questions. So
Okay. Yeah. So well, let's hop in about 3, and we'll get that figured out.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, cool. So we will wrap up. So Mary Sue, you've got your homework for this week.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
All right. We'll get on here next week and see what we can pull off. We'll see if we can pull the rabbit out of the hat.
Good job. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Talk to you then.
Okay. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, bye. Bye, Gwen.
Bye-bye.